We all have milestones in life that we remember so vividly. The first one for me was when I was entering kindergarten. My big brother was in school, and by golly, it was my time. And I went trotting down that hallway. I was so excited, I almost wet myself. And I go to the door, and there was the teacher with a warm welcome. And she took me into the classroom, showed me my little cubby hole. We all remember those little cubby holes, don't we? And we put our stuff in there. And then she said, go over to the circle and play with the kids until class starts. So I went over there and plopped down like I owned the place. And I'm playing. And all of a sudden, the boy next to me, he was wearing a white shirt with blue shorts. I remember it like it was yesterday. And suddenly he stopped playing and he said, why are you so short? And I just kept playing. I didn't think he was talking to me. And in a louder voice, he said, hey, why are you so short? So I looked up and I said, what are you talking about? Let's just play. We're happy. I've been waiting for this. And so we played, and about a minute later, the girl next to him in a white shirt and a pink skirt stood up, put her hands on her hips, and said, yeah, why do you look so different? And I went, what are you talking about? I don't look different. I'm not short. Again, let's just play. And about this time, I looked all around the circle I was in, and all the kids had stopped playing, and they were all looking at me. And I'm thinking, in today's language, it would be OMG or WTF. What just happened? So all the confidence that I went in with that morning was withering away as the morning went on and the questions kept coming. And at the end of the morning, before we went home, the teacher had us in a circle, and I actually found myself outside of the circle. I couldn't look at anybody. I could not understand what just happened. And over the next few years, I hated to go out in public. I felt every stare, every giggle, every pointed finger, not the finger, but every pointed finger. And I hated it. I would hide behind my parents' legs like nobody could see me. And as a child, you can't understand another child's curiosity, nor an adult's ignorance. And it became very apparent to me that the real world was not built for someone of my size, both literally or figuratively. And so I have no anonymity, as you can probably tell. And while you can see my size, we all go through many challenges through our lifetime. And some you can see, like mine. Most you can't. You can't tell if someone's dealing with a mental illness, or they're struggling with their gender identity, they're caring for an aging parent, they're having financial difficulty. You can't see that kind of stuff. So while you can see one of my challenges as my size, seeing does not mean you understand what it's truly to be me on a daily basis or what I go through. And so I'm here to debunk a myth. I do not believe you can walk in someone else's shoes. And because of that, we must adopt a new way of giving of ourselves. Simply stated, I will never know what it's like to be you, and you will never know what it's like to be me. I cannot face your fears or chase your dreams, and you can't do that for me. But we can be supportive of each other. Instead of trying to walk in each other's shoes, we must adopt a new way of giving of ourselves. I learned at an early age that I did have to do some things different than most people. But I also learned there were things I was on equal footing with, and one of those was the classroom. I was equal. And as you notice, I get a lot of help. I would not be where I am today if it was not for my family, my friends, my colleagues, and the many strangers that help me every single day of my life. And it's important that we all have a support system. Asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. We all need help throughout our lifetime, but it is just as important that we are part of other people's support system. We must adopt that way of giving back. We all obviously have a role to play in our own successes, But think about the role we have to play in other people's successes, just like people do for me every single day. It's vitally important that we help each other because society is increasingly placing people in silos based on biases and ideologies. And we must look past the surface and be confronted with the truth that none of us are what you can see. There's more to us than that, and we're all dealing with things that you cannot see. So living a life free of judgment allows all of us to share those experiences together and have a totally different perspective, just like the couple people I mentioned earlier in my stories. So remember, the only shoes you truly can walk in are your own. I cannot walk in yours. I know you can't walk in my size ones, but you can try. But we can do something better than that. With compassion, courage, and understanding, we can walk side by side and support one another and think about how society can change if we all do that instead of judging on only what you can see. Thank you. Thank you.